Welcome back, everyone. When President Obasanjo speaks, how much of weight does it carry within the Nigerian political space? The former president's endorsement of Atiku Abubakar may have stirred something in the system. On the panel tonight is a lawyer and political analyst, Mr. Adigba. From our Abuja studio is Dr. Ononuju, a member of the PDP. And from London is a political analyst, Mr. Pt.2. They're giving sense to the conversation tonight and breaking it all down for us with the little time that we have. Let me rush to London with Mr. Ogundamisi. How does this come to you? We've seen a letter from former President Obasanjo. He said he's left the PDP. He said he's gotten a new party. The coalition he formed has dovetailed into a party. Now he's shown his support for Atiku Abubakar. How does this come to you?
Like Janus, the Janus, like Janus, Obasanjo wears many faces. He wears the face of a patriot. He wears the face of a nationalist. He wears the face of putting Obasanjo first. Let us take Obasanjo, General Obasanjo by his words. With all I know about Atiku, God should not impose him on Nigeria. God will not forgive him. And now he's saying something different. It is left for the Nigerian people to decide which part of the Obasanjo they want to believe. Is it the Obasanjo that says he's giving personal forgiveness to Atiku, not what he knows, he claims to know about Atiku in the national interest? So the Nigerian people, the voters are not stupid. They will decide in 2019. We have to just take this beyond politics. We have to look at the country. When politics come, the ruling class will form an alliance. They will always shift bases and shift support. You have a pastor who has been screaming Fulani are very bad for Nigeria. They are the enemies of Nigeria. Today, now endorsing a Fulani man. We just thank God for that little progress, that now we will not have political parties demonizing a section of our country as a result of the criminal activities of a few. Maybe this is the kind of things we need. Politics every year, where we will now unite and identify and recognize the issues that affect every one of us as a country. We will see by 2019 whether Nigerians will believe the Obasanjo of today or the Obasanjo that has consistently hit at the credibility of the candidate of the PDP. He has spoken at every platform that Alhaji Atiku is unfit to hold the position of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He said it in London, he said it in Austria, he said it in Nigeria. He was never tired, or he never got tired of saying it. Is he a born-again patriot? We will see in 2019. But beyond that, General Obasanjo is not going to put gun on every Nigerian on how they're going to vote. The votes will be decided by Nigerians if they believe the narrative of the ruling party or they believe the narrative of the opposition party. Finally, Shehu, you ask yourself, why can't these people support the so-called new generation, young, dynamic politicians that I imagine? They can't, because they do not belong to their own class of politics. So we would wait and see what would happen in 2019.
Okay, great one. Hold on, Kaude, Mr. Adigba, with the caliber of people that we saw today go with Atiku Abubakar to meet Obasanjo, and the fact that with what is on the ground, the question on the minds of people is that, what is it about this Obasanjo that a lot of people, a lot of political heavyweights have to go to him to get his approval?
Well, I think Nigerians must understand that Obasanjo is a wave rider. And because he can predict the waves, if he hears that the predominant opinion is against somebody, he goes against that person. If he sees that it is in favor of that person, he rides back the wave. And so that's why he's been on the map, like how they said. He's been on the map.
But does his voice count?
I don't think it does. Look,
why do all these people then go to him?
The dynamics are changing. These are traditional politicians, who think that all that it takes is one heavyweight politician endorsing your candidate. But we are seeing that the optics are changing, the dynamics are shifting, and people have got more voices to do what they want to do. So
it's not that Obasanjo does not carry that sort of weight that could help Atiku become whatever he wanted to be.
He's got one vote. I think he's done more damage to Atiku than what he has done today.
Really?
And it's difficult to see how what he has done today is going to eviscerate everything he has said about Atiku that we have on record. Okay? Now, the other point is that, like he said, there were a lot of people who had been on videos criticizing the current president, talking, demonizing the religion, a particular religion, saying we're never going to allow that happen again in this country. And for them to have fallen in line speaks to one thing. It's not about religion. It is about interest.
Okay.
And Nigerians are watching. And like he said, people will go out there to cast their vote. Nobody is going to be led by the nose.
All right.
To go and vote because President Obasanjo endorsed Atiku or Bishop Oyedepo said this is the right candidate. No.
All right. Dr. Ononuju, it will take more than endorsement, isn't it, for your party to be able to win the election in 2019? The big question will be, to what does it amount, this endorsement of today and the caliber of people that went with Atiku Abubakar to former President Olusegun Obasanjo? What exactly is your party relying on when you're looking up to endorsement from Obasanjo, for example? Quickly.
Well, you call it an endorsement. We call it healing and mending of the fences. President Obasanjo is a trailblazer. We cannot talk about the history of the PDP and the way we've been able to place a stabilization on the country's politics for the longest period in our political history without talking about President Obasanjo. So what we're trying to do is to bring everybody back, to make peace with everybody. All the original people, all the original builders, all the original fathers of the party, of which we cannot walk away from President Obasanjo being a very prominent pathfinder. So what we've done today is to go back to him and say, Baba, look at what we've done in Port Harcourt. And the country and the party have agreed with it. Please, sir, we need your blessing. And he has said it. Remember the line he quoted from the Bible. He said, Lord, forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. If we cannot forgive them, we cannot beg you to be able to forgive us. And that is a line. Don't forget, President Obasanjo is a very strongly certified person in the issue of theology. So we have taken this position to try to heal the party. We need to close the program now. We need to close it.
But to be fair to Kayode, just a word from you, Kayode, or a final word tonight.
The Nigerian people are wiser. They should vote their conscience. At the end of the day, the election is going to be about the Nigerian people. And whoever wins the presidency will be the president of Nigeria.
All right. I must sincerely thank every one of you. I
wanted to say something. That my friend in Abuja should please note that just like the use of money in Port Harcourt was not an issue, when he favors them, when he works for them, it is a fantastic idea. But when it's against them, then it is immoral. They cannot just be on the map on the same issue at different places.
All right. I must thank my panel tonight on the program, Mr. Adigba, a lawyer and a political analyst, Mr. Kayode Ogundamisi, a political analyst from London, and Dr. Ononuju, a member of the PDP. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for your time on the show today. That's our program tonight, everyone. Many thanks for being part of it. I'm Sean Wakimaloe. Bye-bye.